Today we're going to conclude our study of Chapter 7 on the Hebrews with Lesson 3, Judaism over the centuries. Our big idea today: although they were forced out of Israel by the Romans, shared beliefs and customs helped Jews maintain their religion. We have three main ideas. Revolt, defeat, and migration led to great changes in Jewish culture. Because Jews settled in different parts of the world, two cultural traditions formed, and Jewish traditions and holy days celebrate their history and their religion. So, there was this group of people who thought that the Jews shouldn't answer to anyone but God, and they were called the Zealots. So basically, they refused to answer to the Romans, and they revolted against the Romans. So, of course, we're going to have battles. And during these battles, the second temple was destroyed. The Romans defeated the Jews in AD 73, or CE 73. The Romans killed much of the Jewish population as punishment. And this is a depiction of the destruction of the temple when they revolted against Rome. Well, there was a second revolt. The Jews in Jerusalem revolted against the Romans again in the 130s AD or CE. After winning the second revolt, the Romans declared that if any Jew was caught in or near the city of Jerusalem, they would be killed. This increased Jewish migration to the Mediterranean region. Because the Jews no longer had a single temple in which to worship, local synagogues and rabbis became important in guiding their religious lives. Jewish communities in various parts of the world developed different customs, including language and rituals. One of the two traditions, called Ashkenazim, is made up of Jews who moved to France, Germany, and Eastern Europe. These would have been the Jews that would have been, or the descendants that would have been persecuted by Hitler in World War II. They developed their own language called Yiddish. That's what they spoke. And another group of descendants called the Sephardim live in what is now Spain and Portugal. And you can remember that because they both start with S. The Sephardim mixed with non-Jews, so they borrowed elements from their culture, and this produced a golden age of Jewish culture. So this map shows you the area of Jewish settlements. So all this that's in red. The little purple dots are Jewish communities. And the arrows, direction of migration. So you can see they were kind of spread out everywhere. Remember the diaspora? This would be another diaspora. You're going to come back and watch this video. Okay, let's talk about some of the traditions. To begin with, we have Hanukkah. And this holiday honors the rededication of the second temple. It is celebrated by lighting candles in the menorah. You've probably seen those. It's around Christmas time, or when we celebrate Christmas. Of course, the Jews don't celebrate Christmas. And the 8 days represent the amount of time the oil burned during the rededication. They really didn't have that much, so they call it a miracle that the oil lasted that long. This is a video about Hanukkah. Then we have Passover. This is a time that they celebrate and remember the Exodus from Egypt. They only eat flat bread, and they have a ritual meal called the Seder. That's Passover. Remember, the angel of death passed over them. There are 2 high holy days, Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Rosh Hashanah celebrates the beginning of the Jewish New Year, and Yom Kippur, which is the most holy day, is a day that they fast all day. In other words, they don't eat, and they ask God for forgiveness of their sins. So the most holy day is Yom Kippur. Rosh Hashanah is the beginning of the New Year, and the Passover, when they remember the Exodus. So this is the end of lesson 7.3, except for the song and the summary. Therefore, chapter 7. There are 2 videos that you will watch in the days to follow, and as always, I have them in order, so please make sure you're watching the correct video each day.